Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our weekly Monday, Magical Monday Zoom discussion. Today is March 15th. My name is Jess Markowitz. If you don't know me, you might be new. Welcome to our Scentsy family. Every Monday, we get together as a group and we discuss the training on the all consultant call for the prior Tuesday. So every Tuesday, we have a training that is set up by the home office, and somebody new comes on every single week, and they are from all over the company. So you're learning from people that you don't know. So you may pick up something is that you just never heard before because we have there's somebody on there. Okay, because we have everybody has different ideas, everybody has different skill levels, everybody has different backgrounds, and so we want you to be able to get as much info and different insight as possible, because the training that you get with your sponsor or your director may not be working for you. So it's just a great way to utilize what's already there, work smarter, not harder, and not reinventing the wheel. So the last week was about body, clean, and laundry. So we're going to dive into that, some of the things that the speaker talked about after we do a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to share excuse me, the top 20 in sales so far for the month for our entire group. The reason why I'm doing 20 is because I just want to be able to recognize as many people as possible. If we do more than that, it would take too much. We don't have a lot of time for the calls to discuss, but I do want to recognize as many as possible. And there are so many of you that already have your 500 in, which is amazing. Today is the last day to put in 500 PRV. For a lot of the directors do a shooting star take two. If you are not aware of that, make sure you contact your director and see if they do that. It's just a best practice. That's why we try to do a fun drawing every month, just to help you start exercising those good actions in the business, to try to front load your business and have your minimum 500 in, so you're paid on your downline, which is a sponsoring bonus, and then you can work on the rest of the month, following up with hostesses, booking those parties for the rest of the month and the months coming forward, follow up with getting more orders, and obviously following up and having those sponsoring conversations as well. All right, so far for the month, in first place with PRV is Director Michelle Brooks from Nevada. We have Superstar Consultant Karen Fabio from Pennsylvania, Shauna Cox, Star Consultant from Hawaii, Nicole Wilson, Star Consultant from New Jersey, Amanda Bray, Superstar Consultant from Nevada, Melissa Henning, Superstar Consultant from Nevada, Rebecca Shank, Star Consultant from Canada, Director Lauren Clift from Nevada, Teresa O'Brien, Star Consultant from Nevada, myself from Nevada, Christina LePage, I'm sorry if that's not pronounced right, who is now a certified consultant. She did her 1,000, so good for you, congratulations, that's from Nebraska. Desiree Alguin, and I still don't know how to pronounce that, I feel like it's wrong, a lead consultant from New Mexico, Sandra Colley, Superstar Consultant from Nevada, Anna Colon from New York, she is a certified consultant, Shannon Booth, Essential Consultant from Nevada, so she's well on her way almost to her certified, Tracy Gallagher, Certified Consultant from New Jersey, Michelle Rodriguez, Lead Consultant from Nevada, Leanne Lennon, Lead Consultant from Nevada, Antoinette Cahill, Lead Consultant from New Jersey, and I did 20, so 20th place, Cinnamon Stanley from North Dakota. And like I said, many of you guys have well over 500, so you guys are doing amazing. And I don't want to ever undershadow your guys' efforts. whatever your goals are, if you are moving towards them, you're achieving them, that's what you should be patting yourself on the back for, and sharing with your sponsor and your directors of things that you are working towards, so that you can they can celebrate with you. Because otherwise we don't know if you achieved even a small goal, and it may be small in your mind, but it may be huge. You may not realize that not everybody's achieving that. Or it may be big and you think that it's small, whatever. Just make sure, we just want to know what you're striving to do. We want what you want. And hopefully we'd be able to assist you with that as well, if you feel like you need some help with that. Okay, so Pua the pig from Moana came out this morning, and it was sold out very fast. Scentsy just always makes things right, which is amazing. So we will have another second chance to pre-order for a pre-sale. So make sure you keep an eye on the news tab for those dates when that comes out. We want to make sure that we talked about this. I actually went on live. I don't know if you guys saw the Facebook Live that I did about that you want to make sure you don't guarantee your customers that they're going to get it, that you're going to do your best. But it's so nice that Scentsy always makes it right. And so you're going to have a chance to get those little cute Scentsy buddies for them. Also, Life's a Garden Wax collection came out, and the Bitty Buddies. The Bitty Buddies are sold out already, but I believe the Little Garden collection is still available. Just make sure that you're just keeping track on your workstation, what is, if it's still there or not, because you don't want to be marketing what is. Okay, so I just went on my website and everything is still available as far as the Little Garden. And so that's just a little tip when you're marketing. Before you post something, go on your workstation or your website, double check that it's available before you start posting stuff. I've had a lot of consultants contact me saying, oh, I was just posting things and I didn't know it was gone. So I always just say, hey, I'm sorry about that, but just make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's before you do any type of marketing, because you feel a little bad when somebody gets excited about it and you're like, oh, just kidding, it's not available anymore. So that's just like a little bit of advice on that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really fast. This is just a marketing tip that a lot of you may not know. So I want to make sure that you are aware of this specific marketing situation. All right, so this is a licensed product. And as far as licensed products, you're not allowed to alter anything on the marketing tab of what they create. However, the only thing that you can do as far as adding information, oh, that's awesome. I totally put my number is the wrong number on there. I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyways, you can and this is only in stories, you guys, for Facebook and Instagram, only in stories, you can add above or below information. But if you're gonna post this on Facebook like a regular post, you can't like put this information in like a little like a word swag or something and put it next to it, because it's still considered like altering it for some reason. So the only way you can add anything to a post is if it's on stories. So if that's still not clear, you can contact me and hopefully we can discuss it and you can get it more clear, or just simply contact consultant support and hopefully maybe they'll have a better way of explaining it. But this is a big deal that we have this option that you can post what Scentsy already does, because I mean, it's going to be very hard to duplicate their marketing. It's very adorable and pretty. And then just add information that you need to add. And then just use me as an example. Make sure you look at your phone number. It's the right number if you're going to put that there, because I posted the wrong phone number. That's hilarious. Okay, I love to be the example. So I guess maybe I did that unconsciously on purpose. All right, so one more thing I want to share is that because we do focus on the all consultant calls, a lot of people don't have time to do it live. The all consultant calls are Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every week. So you could register in your workstation and then log on live and you have a chance to win prizes, which is always fun. But if you can't and you need to catch it later. That's what I do. I do it the same day as our meeting. Like today, I just did it like an hour ago. So when you get on your dashboard, I'm not going to click this because it's going to bring me to my homepage again, and I don't want it. But when you click dashboard, you're going to see the drop down, and what you want to click is Scentsy Success, not in training, not in news. You want to click Scentsy Success, and it's going to bring you right here. Okay. Then you can click training. Unselect that, training, and then content type is going to be lessons. And then you're going to apply the filters. And then you're going to see each month's training calls. So you click in here, and then you will scroll to the bottom to see what's the most recent. And that's what we did. That's what our call is going to be about that we're discussing tonight. So clean, laundry, and body products. So if you are on and you didn't have a chance to watch that, that's okay. You may get some ideas that somebody else shares about today of what they're going to be doing, but I still recommend you go back and watch it because all of these trainers, they give you all the goods and ins and outs of how they work these specific areas of their businesses. So without further ado, I don't think that there was anything else. I'm always just going to encourage you guys to make sure you check your news tab, make sure you are staying in the know of what's happening in your business because it's constantly changing. And a lot of people get frustrated over that, but just remember, if you didn't have something new to provide every single, month, you would have less reasons to connect with your customers. And so Scentsy is giving you tools to up your PRV and connect with your customers to create relationships and to provide more for them. So just know the more involved you are, the more successful you're going to be. And that's just like an old cliche, what you put into it, you get out of it. It's just the truth, guys. So if you don't put the effort to find out what's happening, you're going to miss the boat, and then unfortunately, I'm just speaking the truth. It's only us to blame. We can't blame our sponsor, our director, or whoever, your team. It's up to us as independent business owners, independent consultants, to run our business and create some type of a schedule of when you're going to be touching base with your news tab and looking what's going on. One more thing before we start that discussion, I do want to make sure everybody knows about the calendar in the workstation. So when you go to dashboard, you are going to click there's a drop down, and you will see calendar on that. And so I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see that. Let's see. This calendar, they basically write in whatever's happening. So you can subscribe to the calendar, and it's going to add it to your phone. So when the Easter collection's coming out, when Pooh is coming out, all that fun stuff. There is something coming out soon, and they should be adding that soon. But they don't do it until they are officially ready to go they know that it's going to be a hard launch. And but this is just also a good way to remind yourself, because it's going to put in your calendar on your phone and in your calendar on your computer, if they're synced, the All Consultant Training Call, business tips on Facebook. So you know when to participate and actually plan to be on live if you can. And then it reminds you that we are transitioning, it's the end of month, and, we're going to be transitioning into the new month there. So if you need that, if you're visual like I am, it's going to be very helpful for you. All right. So let's go ahead and open it up and see who would like to be the first person to share any aha, anything that you've been doing that kind of has to do with marketing your clean body or laundry products that has been working for you, or if there's anything that you learned that you're excited about doing when you watch this call. So I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to check the Facebook Live page to see if anybody's, hi Neens, I see her, but then you logged on as well. So I don't see any questions or comments on here. All right, so just put your hand up if you want to share. It'll put it right by your face on Zoom if you wanted to share. Oh, here comes somebody else coming in too. All right. So has anybody experienced any, I mean, how do you market your cleaning your body and your laundry supplies, and how is that working for you? Did nobody watch it? Okay. I see your hand. Go ahead, Cindy.
Okay. So, I've been with the company now as a consultant, I think last October, it was 5 years, but, and this is kind of off topic, but not off topic. Just listening to the training today, I listened to it like an hour ago, but having different people say the same thing, but in different ways can make a really big difference. She was going over the tote parties, and don't tell Ralph, but I had like 5 bags for things for totes, and I haven't had any of them out like in like 3 months, right? But she went over her tote parties, and that just reminded me, oh my gosh, it's time to start getting those back out again. But just sharing that, what she puts in it, she puts a sample of clean laundry and something like a little bit of hand cream in there and all over bags. And she also did say that she sanitizes them all, and she puts them, I think she said she puts some wipes in there, or I wrote that down, I don't recall. But just getting those out again. And that kind of like reminded me, it's like, oh yeah, I haven't done that in a bit. I need to get out there and do that. So that was kind of cool.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, like we've kind of been in a place that not everybody has been as keen on doing the tote parties, the on-the-go parties, because of the touching thing. And I'm glad you shared that sanitizer part, because that's what I've been doing. I've just been giving like a little bag with gloves in it if they want to use that, hand sanitizer. And I just tell my hostess that, like, just to keep COVID under control, make sure they wear their masks when they're smelling it. If they have issues smelling it, all you got to do is just, sanitize the top layer of, if they, just try to tell them not to touch the nose on the tester, because, we want to keep the spread of things as much as possible. And then what I do is I just sanitize them when I get them back. I wipe down all of them. And if your hostess is involved and you're both kind of have a plan together, it's going to stay clean. And some people, they're a little bit more nervous. They're going to wear the gloves, things, and they're going to wear their mask, things like that. So, but it is getting better. A lot of people have been vaccinated. And so we're going to get back to that. And so we want to, instead of live our lives and our businesses with fear, we have to, start walking again so we can start crawling, so we can start walking again, and walking again so we can start running again. And so, yeah, I mean, I love your transparency, Cindy, always, because, we kind of have to see where the weaknesses are in our business to be able to, get it stronger. And so, that you have 5 bags to get out. And so they're not doing anything for us if they're sitting in our house, and just, recognizing like, hey, I can start doing that again, is a huge step. And you'll probably see a lot of difference in your PRV, and just, getting parties and hostesses, and probably sponsoring, because when we get those bags out there, there's going to be a party attached, as long as it's over, a kit attached, as long as it's over $200 or more. So that's awesome. Anybody else have anything to share regarding the call, or just body, laundry, and clean products that's working for you? Not everybody raise your hand at once, okay? Just kidding. All right, I'm just joking, guys. Okay, so let me share. So I love the speaker. Oh, did you have something else to say, Cindy? Hold on.
Nina had put something in the chat.
Oh, thank you. So Nina said, I started doing payday packets and putting them in mailers and orders as well. My testers for those are the rub and smell sticker sheets for the new scents. And I also started a rewards e-card. Oh, awesome. That is super cool. Yeah, I mean, people love free. So anytime you can do some type of a special, like, rewards program, like an e-card, or, back in the day when I started, we had these little punch cards that you could buy from Scentsy. I don't think they have them anymore, but you can create your own, that, like, if you buy 12 bars, you get one free type thing. And let me tell you, my clients, they sure kept track of their little punch punch cards, they'd be like, I get a free one, and they'd make sure that I remembered. And I also, I used to have like a lifetime light bulbs for life program, and I still have it for my original clients. I call it their grandfathered in. Our light bulbs used to be only $1, so it was easy for me to give out free light bulbs when I got them for free credit. And so now, because they're $2 each, I still buy them with free credit, but I'll say that they'll get $1 off a light bulb if they order, contact me directly. And then I'm still making a little bit of money out of it because I bought them for free. But then the people that have been around before it changed to $2, they remind me, and I tell them, if you don't remind me, I'm not going to remember. They remind me that they get a free light bulb when they need it. And I don't let them have 3 at a time. It's like a as you need it thing, because then I'm going to be out of light bulbs all the time, right? So there's a lot of fun things you can do with your clients, and then just make sure you log it somewhere, because I know we think we're going to remember every client, but I promise you, when you start to have hundreds of clients, and even if you've known them for years, you forget what discussions you've had with them. So put some notes down in the notes section of your clients' customer contact little area profile. And so when they say, hey, I was grandfathered in, or hey, you told me if I buy this, I'll get that, remind yourself, do yourself a favor. But I promise you, people tend to order more because they get excited about their getting the free item or whatever. Nina said the rewards e-card is just my version of the reward party link. Oh, okay, awesome. I'm glad you explained that. So just basically it's like a shopping link, so people can collect, place their orders on that same link, and once it gets to 200, they get the rewards of being a hostess. So that's kind of fun, and they can share that link with their friends, so it'll help them. But it's just taking out the psychology of the part of, oh, I'm a host or I'm doing a party that freaks people out. So Nina's being very clever by sharing that party link, letting them know, that this is your personal link. You can share it, you can collect orders, and then once you hit that number, you get, rewards, which is really smart. And then she also said she does scratch offs with orders and my scent crates as well. Oh yeah, so Nina does really amazing crates, scent crates. Every month is a theme. She does amazing on it. I'm probably going to ask her to get on and do a call for us to share what she does. She does it because I've never ventured off in doing that yet. It's just not in my, I haven't had the bravery yet to go there. But anyways, so thank you for sharing that, Nina. Okay. Anybody else? Any thoughts, comments, what's working for you? Okay, Susan has her hand up. Let's see. So go ahead and unmute, Susan, so you can share.
Hi, everybody. So I just wanted to say, I was actually talking to Shauna today, and I wanted to just let everybody know, and I'm guilty of this, not getting on these calls, but I'm trying to change that and get on all the calls I can. But like I was telling Shauna today, listening to the calls actually gives us more encouragement and more ideas, because like I think it was Melissa just said, I think it was Melissa. No, it wasn't. It was, never mind. It doesn't matter. But we learn different things from different people and get different ideas. So it's really important, because that way, if they do say something like Saturday, something was said and I could actually ask the question. Whereas if you listen to the recorded call, you don't have that opportunity. So listening to the calls is super important. And I encourage everybody to talk to their teams. And like I just shared it with a couple of people, because I know people are busy and have lives, but I also know being guilty, we make excuses. So let's all be excuse busters and start listening to all these calls. Love you guys.
Love you too, Susan. Thank you for sharing that. I always tell everybody, people wondered why my business got off to such a sensational start and how it just kept going up and up and up. And it's honestly what I can honestly say it's because of showing up live to calls. And it's accountability thing. You're basically treating your business like a business. If you went to work somewhere else and they want you to show up every Monday at 5:30, you can't just say, it's not working for me. But when you work for somebody in a business and you're expecting to be paid for it, you tell everything else going on in your life has to go around your meeting, right? Because you're being paid to go, or you're being paid, and we're not paying you per se to be on these calls, but your results that you're going to get by the knowledge that you gain from these, you're going to be paid that way. And so, Susan, I'm so grateful for your transparency and that you're, such leadership to, tell people that, what's worked for you, what's helped you, and then where you've seen struggle if you haven't showed up for them. And that's honestly 100%. I was one of those people that showed up to every live call every single week. I did the new consultant call for 2 years straight, every single week, even though I was a director within 4 months. I wanted to hear what my team was hearing. So one, I didn't reinvent the wheel and spend my time talking to them about stuff they already learned, because I am there to support them on things that they're not learning, if that makes sense, and it's not available to them. So I'm not going to go and do a new training on something that's already being trained for, right? That's why this is a discussion. You can train yourself on cleaning body and laundry with the trainings that Scentsy provides, and then we can discuss. So I hope that you guys realize that. So if you're like doing a bunch of training for your team on subjects that are already done, you're wasting your own time, because this is a business that we do on our own. And so when you work your business, your team may not be working it. And so it's really hard to find that extra time when your business starts to grow really big. There's just no time to make it convenient for everybody. And so like this Monday call at 5:30 Pacific time is what's convenient for me, because I'm the one that's conducting it. I can't help if it's not convenient for everybody else, right? That's why it's recorded. That's why they can make the time themselves to show up and listen to the recording on their own time. Let's see. So thank you for that, Susan. And yeah, it's just a last thought about that. You just feel like you're a part of something, and you're collectively getting together with people that are like-minded and wanting to do the same thing, which is grow their business. And when you commit to your business, like I have a business meeting at this time every month, and you have that mindset, you tend to start, telling your customers, your family, everything else, and say, yes, absolutely, I'll come to dinner with you, but it'll be after this time. Or absolutely, I can come meet you and you can smell the testers, but I have a meeting at this time, so it'll be after or before. And what are you doing? You're training your future consultants to be responsible, to be disciplined, and that if they want to be paid like a business, they have to treat it like a business, right? So a lot of people tell me, oh, Jess, I want what you have. I want to be able to, have a career and only do Scentsy full time and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, absolutely, it's available to everybody, but you also have to put the discipline in that I have. And it's going to be even more than what you see now where I'm at, because when I was building my business, I was absolutely 10 times more disciplined than I am now. Why? Because I know my business like the back of my hand. So I can do things that I couldn't easier back then because I was still learning. Now I can plug things in at the fly and I know exactly what has to happen. And that's what happens with being repetitive and disciplined. You get to learn things, just like when you go to a job and you start doing the same position, the same job qualifications, and you do it day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, and you can literally say, I can do my job like the back of my hand. But if you're not creating that discipline, that daily discipline, you're not going to know your business like the back of your hand. So just keep remembering that, guys. If you if you have to make a decision between showing up to a live call and anything else, ask yourself, is not being on live going to be pushing me towards my goal? And do I have the discipline to actually listen to the recording? Because I'll tell you something, I'm the kind of person that it takes a lot of discipline for me to listen to recordings. I have to intentionally tell myself, plug it into my phone, put reminders. You feel like somebody's expecting you to be there. because they notice you're not there, especially these kind of calls, because it's not like there's hundreds of people on here. So I know who's usually on these calls, and those people will literally say, Jess, I'm not going to be showing up this week, because they know I'm going to notice they're not there, and they tell me, and I'm like, you know what? Thank you so much for letting me know, because I can rely on them. So if I need somebody to comment or even lead the call for me, I know who I can rely on. And those are the people that are moving up in their business because they're treating it like a business. So anyways, that was a very extended out. I apologize, but Susan, that was just a great topic that you shared, that it needs to be talked about, because that is the difference between people that are growing their businesses and not, the ones that are training themselves every single day, every single week, over and over again. All right, any other hands that want to be raised? Anybody else want to share anything about laundry? Even if you wanted to share with us what's your favorite way of using certain products, maybe clean products, if there's something that isn't, on the way they market it with Scentsy, and it works good for you, please share that. Cindy, did you just have your hand up?
Yeah, so my last name is Washam.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, how did I not connect that earlier? Oh, keep going, keep going.
So I always say that I went from and my main name's Brown. So I say I went from a dirty brown cow to a Washam. Anyways, so I think you and I have talked about this one time about maybe getting like one of those little like miniature washer and dryer sets or something and putting it on there. And what you just said, that just like, I should do that. I totally forgot all about doing it. What an easy way to market, the whips and the laundry line. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I totally forgot all about that.
See, and so because we've talked about it before, but it shows that like it might take a couple times to talk about it and think about it and plan it before it actually happens. But if you weren't showing up to these calls, you may have forgotten about it. And that is like so clever and so fun that, I don't have the luxury of having a cool name like that, so I can't use mine. But I did. Okay, that's something I can share with you guys. My name is Jess. So instead of the word just, I put Jess Fragrance. That's I paid $5 a month on Tiara.net for my email and my website to be jessfragrance.com and jess@jessfragrance.com for my email. And so if you could get creative in any way with your name, maybe a nickname that your family calls you or whatever, it's helpful to make it be more easy to remember and catchy and marketable, things like that. So thank you for bringing that up. Scentsy Washam. That's so awesome. Anybody else? All right, I'll share some things that I got excited about. So I am not the best marketer. I'm telling you guys right now, I am not good at social marketing. I try, I do my best. But one thing is I'm not consistent like I should be, because I'm more of I like to be like present in the moment wherever what I'm doing. And when you are marketing on social media, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional with like everything else in your business. So you have to plan it out and really think about what you're going to be doing. And so, but my mind has been moving forward. Like I need to jump on the train. I have to be more creative. I have to get out of my comfort zone, because this is the way the world is right now. And it's going to continue to be that way, which is social media marketing. And so she talked about like starting from the first thing you do in the morning. You guys, if you've been in any type of training from me, you know that I say it's so important to make your bed every morning, to start off with a win, right? And she talks about when you're making your bed, take a small little video and spray some Scentsy Fresh and show them what you do when you start the day. And I actually do that. So why am I not recording that? I'm like, and it made me go, duh. Why don't I do that? It's so simple. So that's something I'm excited to do. And then she suggested just when you're using your product, take a quick little video and put it on Instagram because they want to see how you're using your products. And I use our body products every single day. And it's not just because it's Scentsy, it's because it's the only fragrant body line that I can actually use because I have sensitive skin. So it just happens to be a bonus that I sell the product too. So it helps me have a better testimony. And she talked about like using the app Story Swag. I've used that just to make things look fun, like when you're putting words together or prices or whatever. And then like when you're washing your dog, like take a video. Like there's so much you could do, but you have to plan it. You have to be intentional. And when are you going to do it? So she inspired me to start putting down like a schedule of when I'm going to do things. And I started with it today. Right after I watched that, I did a little hand cream little video really fast, and I put it on my stories on Instagram and Facebook so I could start committing tonight. And then yeah, she talked about those party totes, and that's it made me realize that I need to get some clear bags, because clear bags gets people excited. They see it. And so if you're, I have one out right now, but it's not clear. So unless she takes the products out of the bag to show everybody, they're not going to see it. So, and she works at Applebee's. So if it's in the back room, it's just a black bag, which, you know, came from Scentsy, but it's not, it doesn't show anything. They can walk right by it and they're not going to think about it. But if there's a clear bag sitting there, they might see a hand cream or a pet thing and make them go, oh, what's that? So that's what I got out of it, which I'm excited to do. So, Shauna, I see your hand is up. Go right ahead, my friend. Unmute yourself.
I was just going to say that I learned a couple things. So I didn't know that in the laundry line there was scents that they had like scents that were not as strong, and then medium strong, and then strong. I saw, and I think somebody did a flyer or something, and I saw that. And then there was something else I was going to say, but that was the main thing. I can't remember what else I was going to say. I know I wanted to say it, but yeah, I didn't know that I mean, of course, certain scents are going to be stronger than others, but I didn't know they actually put them in like classes. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that. And then I also didn't know that you could use too much of the laundry detergent and it make your clothes smell bad, because the enzymes in the laundry liquid, if you use too much, it actually I guess continues to do something in your clothes and it'll make them smell bad. I didn't know that, which would explain what was happening to me, because I was using like a lot, like 6 or 7 pumps in the beginning before I knew anything. And my clothes are coming out of my closet and they just didn't smell good. I was like, there's something wrong. And then I was like, oh, that's why. Well, come to find out, you only need like 1 or 2 pumps. I mean, I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was like really, really, really concentrated.
Right.
But I learned.
So what did you say about the enzymes again that you learned? That's fascinating, because you just made me, I didn't know this. So I'm learning from you right now. So please share.
So I saw it actually, it was actually something from Scentsy that said that if you use too much, it actually makes your clothes smell bad.
Oh,
Like, because there's the enzymes in the detergent, it'll do something, like, especially if you live in warmer climates and your clothes are exposed to any type of whatever, moisture, humidity. It was very interesting, and I didn't know that, but I read it and I was like, wow, okay.
do you know where you read that? Because that's,
I'm gonna look for it, because I cannot tell you. It was actually like about a month ago, but yeah.
oh, Scentsy.
Oh, maybe. Oh, Nina. Yeah, yeah, it was very interesting.
So, you know, it's so funny. I'm glad you shared that, because I have a client and he was using the laundry stuff, and
Yeah.
he told me that, and we live in Vegas, which is hot, and he said that it was making his clothes smell bad. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. Because you guys, I shared with you guys, I can't use the laundry products because it does affect me. So
Yeah.
I can't, like, you know, personally say this is how I use it, because I can't use it. So I'm really glad that you shared that because I'm literally going to go on Scentsy blog right now and find it while we're on together and see.
That's cool.
So yeah, we can read it together because that is definitely important to know.
I had no idea. I thought the more you use, the stronger it's going to smell great. No, that they said no.
I think that's the way everybody thinks. Like, yeah, the more fragrance you put in, it's going to be just a stronger scent and make it better. But yeah, that's great information. So thank you for sharing that because that is new to me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna laundry. I'm typing in the search for laundry on the website, and let's see. Do you think you saw it on Why Spring Clean Matters? Do you think it was on the blog?
I can't tell you, but I know that it was something official. It wasn't someone's opinion. It was something officially from Scentsy. And I'm not sure if they copied it and put it on social media or if I actually was reading it, like actually in the news tab of my workstation. But I can definitely look for it. If we don't find it today, I will definitely look and see if I can.
Thank you so much. That'll be really important for all of us to know that. I mean, that's a big selling point because if we have our clients, we're sending the products home with them and they're doing too much, they're probably, here's the thing, a lot of clients, they won't tell you if they don't like something. Unless you call them and say, hey, what did you think about it? They'll just be like, this is disgusting. I'm never buying that again. And they just don't like it. And you wonder why they're dodging your calls.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, I'm putting 10 pumps in and it's making my clothes smell literally like SHIT.
Right.
Like, who knew?
The only reason why my guy called me is because I have a really close relationship with him. And he's just like one of those guys that he lives alone. And so like putting his Scentsy wax in every day and that stuff is like part of his day. It's so cute. But somebody else wouldn't, say anything. So it says Enzyme the Grime, a powerful 6-enzyme formula, attacks difficult stains while penetrating cleaning agents, lifts away dirt, leaves laundry remarkably clean as it enlivens your clothes. Linens and towels with signature scent fragrance 20. Okay, so this just brought me to the website. It didn't, I'm trying to find, there's no like warning or anything. Okay, I'll have to do more research, you guys, and then
I'm going to too, and I'll
that'd be awesome. So when I post this on our group page, and then I'll also when I upload it to YouTube, I'll put the link whenever we do.
Yes, that's it, Mom. It's in the news. Yeah.
Is it in the news? I love that you guys are mom and daughter. So awesome. I love that. My mom's a consultant too. It's so fun. But she won't get on any of my training calls. It's the only difference between mom and I. Yeah, one of us are going to find it on the news and we will post it. So thank you for that. That's super big. So one thing she did say, let me make sure nobody else has their hand up real fast before I say anything else, is how important it is to know your product. Because and that's why I'm guilty. I don't really know a lot about the laundry because I don't use it, and I'm not like a natural salesperson. I can't just sell ice to Eskimos. I have to be able to use it, and I tell my clients that very much. But I use other people's testimonies. I'll say like, I have a consultant that joined just because of the washer lifts, and now she's a successful director. That's the truth. So I use other people's stories because I can't tell my own personal stories with laundry. Let's see. They look identical. Okay. Oh, Catherine put the link. Let me click on that and then maybe it'll I can share my screen. Hold on, copy. Thank you, Catherine. Hold on a second. Let me go on to, she found it for us. See, how much more powerful we are together. All right, let me share my screen. so we can really dig in together. All right. Use the correct amount of laundry liquid for your best results. We're glad you're seeing so much love for Scentsy laundry products. Our laundry liquid is highly concentrated, which means a small amount will do the trick. Here's the proper amount to use. 2 pumps for small loads, 3 pumps for medium, and 4 for large loads. You or your customer may feel like this is not enough, but these amounts are proven to lift away dirt, remove stains, and enliven your clothes. Linens and towels with long-lasting fragrances. If you use too much, here it is, laundry liquid, the enzymes may not get properly rinsed out, especially when used in a high efficiency washer machine, which could lead to a sour smell after washing, dyeing, and storage. And don't forget, laundry liquid offers the best results when used with other Scentsy laundry products. OMG, ladies, you learn something new every day. And this was published September 10th of 2020. So what I'm going to do, everyone, is I'm going to share this link, and I am going to put it in the Facebook page, but then also I'm going to connect it to the YouTube once I upload it to YouTube. Thank you, Shauna, and see what a team you guys are. How awesome. You guys are an awesome team. Love it. Thank you so much. Because the more knowledge you have, like for me, as an example, I don't use it. So I need to know these type of things so I can still try to sell it to people. I'm very honest with my clients. I let them know if you have sensitive skin, it may not work for you. But if you don't, everybody loves it when they don't have issues with their skin. And then I can educate them on how the best result is. So thank you guys. And here's the thing, guys, there's so much information in the training center. So obviously a lot of us missed it, right? But if you're looking, like obviously Shauna was looking, I don't know what inspired you to look, or did it just pop up, or were you looking for something specific for laundry? Oh, you're muted, honey. Hold on, you're muted. You're muted. There you go.
Sorry. I was looking because every now and then I would pull my clothes out of the closet and they wouldn't smell good. And I am a Nazi. I do not let my clothes rot in the washer. So I knew it was not me. I knew it was not me. I'm like, something is wrong. And so that's when I found it.
Awesome. Oh yeah. So
that's what it smells like. You know, it smells like you left your clothes in the washer for too long before you put them in the dryer. That yucky, nasty smell.
Yes, and I actually asked my guy Jack. I was like, "Did you leave it in too long? Maybe it got moldy or whatever." And he's like,
"Yeah,
no, not at all." He's like, "I was excited to get it out because I wanted my clothes to smell good." Because he, you know, this is a little private, but you don't know him. He said he like sweats while he sleeps, so he wants to get that smell out. So he's like, "I'm gonna use Scentsy for that." And then he was like, "It smells worse than when before I actually, you know."
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't know what to say." So
well, see, now you can go to him and say, "I found the problem."
I can't wait. I'm so excited to call him. I love it. I love it. Thank you. All right, my friends, anybody else have any awesome tips? Like, oh yeah, Nina said she's going to do a Tip Tuesday and share that. I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to put that on my VIP page for Tip Tuesday.
Yes.
Very cool. Let's see. We have Gladys said I put them in a small bag as samples so far. So far, I have 2 out of 4 clients that bought them now. Okay, so that's what helped her get them. She says she loves the washer whiffs. Awesome. Yeah, those are great samples to give people, whether you make them yourself or you buy the packets from Scentsy Success. Super awesome. What I did, just in case you guys know, I just shared that one of my team members or customers at the time, I gave her, it's Michelle Brooks, director Michelle Brooks. During the holiday season, I put little clear plastic ornaments. I buy them from Hobby Lobby, and they're plastic, so they don't they're not gonna break like glass. And I just pour with a little tiny funnel the washer whiffs up about halfway so they can use a small load and try it. And before I had a chance to follow up with her, she actually contacted me saying she loved the whips and she wanted to place an order. And so I always try to have an opportunity to get orders than just the person that's interested in ordering. So what I did is I said, I'm going to drop you by the testers so you can smell the different fragrances that the washer whiffs come in. And then if you know anybody else that would want to smell with you, you can collect orders and earn some rewards. And she was like, in her mind, she'll tell you the same thing, that she was like, I don't know anybody that would buy Scentsy. And so she just did it herself. And she had and what I said to her when I was dropping the bag off, it was the first time we ever had a special with Scentsy for the $59. And I said, and if you know anybody that's interested in some extra money or a discount on Scentsy, we have a special for $59. So that was my comfort zone, guys. Did you hear how I did that? I was not comfortable asking her directly, but I said, if you know anybody else, and she told me that in her mind, she said, well, maybe I am, but she didn't say anything to me. And so when I went to pick up her order, it was about $59, and she still has the order like as like a souvenir, because I said, you're spending $59 for just one order, and you can buy your entire kit and buy from yourself for $59. And just by saying that, she was like, oh, that makes sense. And that's why she joined. So it's so important to know your just ways around your comfort zone to still get the information out there without if you're a little scared to directly say something, figure out some type of verbiage that makes you feel more comfortable. That's what I did. And I was able to still let her know about it, but not be totally out of my comfort zone and say, hey, do you want to join Scentsy? So let's see. Nina says, whiffs are forever my gold nugget handouts with drawing slips for events. Thanks to doing my first event with Jessie. Aw, Michelle and Lauren. It's a Scentsy crack. Yes, totally a Scentsy crack to people. They love it. They can't get enough of their Scentsy laundry whiffs, especially. So true. All right. Anybody else? Last. We might be getting done early today. If there's no other anything to share or questions, comments. So I'll just share one little thing that I do, which most of you may know, but some of you may not. It's so important to track your samples. You want to make sure you know what you gave them, what fragrance, how much, whatever, because there's so many times, and I learned this the hard way, that I would just be trying to get samples out and I didn't track it. And then I would follow up with them and they'd say, oh, you know what, that sample you gave me? And I'm like, I just, got done with a fundraiser. So I had like all of these orders everywhere. And I'm like, no, what did it look like? What was it? And they're like, oh, it was the crystals, and then you put them in your washer, or I'm just using these as an example. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't really do much. Okay, I think it's washer whiffs. Yeah, it sounds like washer whiffs. But then they're like, oh, it's such a great smell. I want that. And I'm like, well, it could be this scent, it could be that scent. And so it just gives you you feel like you're the one that has control in the situation. You can go right to their order form and say, I don't know what I gave you, but give me 2 seconds. Let me pull out your order form and look it up. And then what I always do, I have like a system. So when I do pack my orders, my system is that I will write down what I gave them as a sample. If I gave them like anything else, like a catalog, a flyer, a business magnet, so I know exactly what they got. So one, I don't duplicate, like business magnets are pretty expensive, so I won't give them another business magnet if they already got one. Okay, so I put that on my order form, and before I file it in my big binder that I file everybody's information with customer forms, I will go into my Amy app. If you guys, subscribe to Amy, and I will add those samples to their profile and then create a follow-up of when I'm going to follow up with them. And so I know exactly what they got, but I also am making sure I'm following up with them, because it's wasted money, guys, if you don't take the time. Because Michelle, the Michelle story, that is very rare for somebody to contact you before you have a chance to follow up with them. That was just the stars were aligned, okay, situation. It's normally not going to happen like that. So make sure you do yourself a a favor to log what you do. And I have like a color little chart, so I know what phase the system is in. So I will like put off the top of my head, I don't know what, I just look every time I don't memorize it, but if it's like it needs to be added into Amy, I will put a green little marking there, so I know that still needs to happen. And then once it is entered, I'll put through the sample, I'll put like a blue marking, so I know that it was already in. That's just an example. So you can figure out your own system, but you want to make sure that you know exactly what happened with that client. And so when you follow up with them, or they happen to follow up with you, you know what they got, because they're just going to say, oh yeah, that red stuff, or that, and you're like, can you give me something else? You know, like more information. Let's see. So Shauna said, I try to keep it narrowed down to the last 2 cents of the month, and I have a tracking form. I have not started putting it into Amy yet. Awesome. And you know what? For the first 8 years of my business, we didn't have Amy. So that's how I used it. Amy's just another bonus that it like reminds you to actually, you know, it's time to check up on that sample. So it's just an extra way to tighten the system. And Nina says, hand out drawing slips that has a sticker on it, snap a picture and text me when complete for a free gift, which is a send of the month sample. Awesome. Product flyer, send of the month flyer, and my business card that has join info on the back. I know there's something else, but I can't recall the top of my head. When my mama brain catches up, I'll follow up. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, so you'll figure out a system, but you know, you always hear people say you have to have systems, you have to have systems. There has to be a system with everything you do, because if you don't, there's no way to track what's going on in your business, right? So and you can, say you've never given samples out, maybe you're brand new and you're like, I don't even know how to start. You can start with some wax samples, buy like a bar, or if you enroll in Scent and Warmer of the Month, you can use, that's what a lot of people use. That's what Shauna was saying, that she uses like the Scent of the Month samples. And just, you know, start giving them out with every order, but just make a little note on the order form that that's what they got. And then if you don't have Amy, just put a reminder in your phone from the day that you package those orders that you need to follow up with that party order, you know, in 2 days to see if they like that scent of whatever sample you used. I'm getting like a million people texting me right now. So yeah, there's so many different ways to really kind of enhance your business by giving yourself another reason to connect with your clients. Samples are that reason. If you feel weird, like, oh, they just bought, I don't want to bug them. If you have a reason to contact them and say, hey, I gave you a sample, I want to know what your thoughts were. Don't be surprised if they say, oh, I haven't tried it yet. Then you can say, oh, okay, I'll, you know, go ahead and try that, and then I'll connect with you in another few days. So what you're doing is you're telling them, I'm going to call you back. So it kind of pushes them to go, oh, I guess I better try it because they don't want to feel like, well, darn. And it's probably because they haven't even like took it out of their bag yet. So your first call, you guys, your first follow-up call is usually just to get them to start using your product. Because they're not like, here's the thing. We think that they're as excited about Scentsy as we are. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. And so they'll get your order and they'll put it on the side of, you know, in their car, or which we hope it's not during the summer, or they'll put it in the corner of their closet and they never even open it. And they're just like, oh, I'll do it this weekend. And then they forget about it. And I know this because I've gotten those people say, oh, I haven't even taken out of the bag yet. And I'm like, oh. So I'll say, oh, and I'll tease them. I'll say, are you serious? Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to try this stuff. You're going to love it. You know, make sure you open that box today. And then I'll maybe do an incentive and say, hey, snap a picture for me once you have it set up, and I'll put you in a drawing to win something or whatever. Just kind of give them an incentive to start using it. Because here's the thing, guys, this is my last thought. If your clients are not using their products regularly, they are not going to be needing more products anytime soon, right? So we have to be the ones to kind of push them along, not pushy as in pushy, but kind of just move them along and say, hey, let's start plugging that warmer in. Let's start plugging that diffuser in, you know, or make sure you do that laundry of that load of laundry in with the laundry products that you just bought. Okay, so I think we're about, Rebecca, I just added you in, but I'm so sorry, honey, we're done with this call. But it was recorded, so you'll be able to go back and watch it, and I'll post it to the group pages, and you'll get an email with the link as well. So unless anybody has any final thoughts, oh, that's okay. Yeah, it'll be 5:30 Pacific Standard Time every Monday now. So hopefully we'll see you next Monday. Any last thoughts, comments before we say goodnight for the week? All right, leaders, jump on the next Zoom call. We're going to be, we have a guest speaker that you don't want to miss. All right, see you guys later. Bye. Love you all.